There was a girl named Lucy who came from China. She had moved into Toronto in the year 2006. After her father had received a job, she was able to move in and start living her new journey. Initially, it was really tough for her. However, within the same year, Priya had also came to Toronto from India. They both attended the same school. Since both of them were immigrants and were trying to adjust in a new country, they became very good friends in grade 8. They enjoyed hanging out with one another because of all the similarities they had. They would hang out in a cafeteria every day. This became a habit of theirs. However, once they got into high school, grade 9 became a nightmare. A group of girls would always target them because of their differences. Nancy was the leader of this group, and she would be extremely disrespectful. Every day became tough, and as time passed, it became worse. One day, in science class, Lucy was running a little late, so Priya was saving a seat for her. As Priya was all alone, Nancy and her friend took the chance to annoy and bully Priya. As Priya leaned forward to grab something, one of Nancy's friends named Amanda pulled a chair back, which made Priya fell on the ground. Everyone in the class started to laugh at Priya. As Priya was still on the ground, Amanda looked at Priya with a smirk and said, "Oops, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there." Priya just looked at Amanda with hate. Nancy then commented, "Amanda, you don't need to say sorry to this smelly and stinky girl." The teacher got upset at the fact that everyone was super loud and noisy, so she told everyone to settle down so she can resume the class. The teacher asked Priya, "Priya, are you okay or do you need any help?" Priya responded by saying, "Yeah, I'm fine," and got up and sat back on her chair. After a few minutes, Lucy came into the classroom and sat right beside Priya. Lucy then noticed Priya sobbing and crying and asked her, "Priya, what's wrong? Why are you crying?" Then Priya told everything to Lucy that had happened just a moment before she came in. The school year was getting tougher for both the girls, and Nancy's hate kept on rising for Lucy and Priya. Nancy and her group kept on finding ways to disturb and ruin Lucy and Priya's lives. One day, Priya was absent because she wasn't feeling well, which left Lucy to be alone at school. Soon it was lunchtime, and Lucy sat down at the corner of the table in the cafeteria. As she was eating, she noticed Nancy and her friends came in the cafeteria. Lucy tried not to make any eye contact with them because she didn't want any drama. However, that didn't work, and Nancy and her crew walked towards Lucy. As they sat down beside Lucy, Nancy looked at Lucy's food with disgust and asked her, "What are you eating?" Lucy then replied hesitantly, and she said, "It's sushi." She came close to Lucy and pushed off her food off the table. This made Lucy very angry, and she asked Nancy in a low voice, "Why would you do that?" And Nancy replied to her with a smirk on her face, "I felt like it. What are you gonna do about it, huh?" This made Lucy so sad and angry that she picked up her stuff and ran off to the washroom. Lucy and Priya were consistently getting bullied and made fun of at school. However, things were getting a little out of control and more severe. This time, Nancy had aimed to do something based on virtual grounds. She started to create memes and rumors about Priya and Lucy. The memes that Nancy and her group of friends made of Lucy and Priya were targeting their physical looks, what they ate, and their accent. All of these verbal and social media harassment started to affect Lucy and Priya mentally. Time was passing by, and Nancy started to get bored because she wasn't seeing any reactions from the girls. This made Nancy irritated and anxious because she wanted to see drama. The rumor that she created of Lucy and Priya was them having a relationship and them being caught doing inappropriate stuff together. This made Lucy and Priya struck with shame and embarrassment. The girls' parents started to notice that their daughters weren't acting the same. and they were isolated and weren't taking any interest in any of the things that they enjoyed. This worried the parents because they wanted to see their daughters happy. The situation kept on getting worse and worse. The girls started to receive extreme hate and death comments and texts. Some of the texts and SMS mentioned them being dead because they were a disgrace to their community of people and race. This started to affect both Priya and Lucy on their self-esteem and self-confidence. Also, they started to do poorly on their academic achievements because they had too many absences. Lucy's parents took a stand and took Lucy to the doctor to get her checked if she was fine. They found out that she was going through severe depression, and she had also mentioned to the doctor that she wanted to die because she was just tired of all the hatred. Priya told everything to her mother. Priya's mother also took Priya to the doctor and also was diagnosed with depression. Both the girls' parents reported the situation to the school and brought it to their attention of the bullying that was happening to their daughters. The school's principal was extremely sorry for the situation and also had mentioned that they would investigate on the event. The investigation began and both Lucy and Priya were interviewed by the police officers. Nancy found out about the investigation that had begun, so Nancy decided to put herself in a safe spot by asking both Lucy and Priya for forgiveness. Although Lucy's and Priya's parents didn't think it was fair for Nancy to be let go so easy, so they complained to the principal about Nancy being the core root of the bullying. Later on, Nancy's parents were called in at school to discuss the consequences for her actions. As Nancy was going through investigations and her punishments, Priya and Lucy were going through therapy to help them with their depression and anxiety. When the girls came back to school for their grade 10 year, everyone seemed nicer and kind towards them, and many of the students said sorry to them because they were misguided by the false rumors that Nancy had planted against them. Grade 10 became much more fun for Priya and Lucy, and they started to enjoy their time at school. They were taking more initiative, both were doing well with their academic goals, and were much more confident about themselves.